Okay, let's get this show on the road. Hello, my name is Randy Lindsay. I'm here today giving you a presentation on MT4 Professional 3.0. It's the best MT4 Professional ever. This is the first webinar from an upgrade release version from 2.0, and it is a major release, and you will find some major improvements in our software. We're very proud of this newest version, and I can't wait to show you all the nice features. So let's get started. My name is Randy Lindsay. As I said, I'm a trade coach and operations director here at MT4 Professional. Joined with me today is Claudio Cardinal. He is the brains behind MT4 Professional. He's our product development director and, of course, our technology guru. So all things technical go through Claudio. He's the brains behind the entire setup. So I help to guide through the trade examples and setups and using the platform, and he is the one who guides and directs all of the technology behind it. So together we form MT4 Professional team, of course, with our support staff and those that are along with us. So we hope that we present you well, and I just want to let you know who we are and how we can help you. So today's agenda, we're going to talk about the market scanner, and we're going to talk about what MT4 Professional is all about. We're going to go over the change summary of our newest upgraded version of MT4 Professional, version 3.0. Of course, I'll always go over and give you a live demonstration of the software. And of course, we'll make a very special offer since you're here during our presentation to help you, if you're interested, get started with the MT4 Professional today. And during the presentation, and especially at the end, I will be going through and answering all of your questions to make sure that you have everything covered. So let's go right into it, and let's define what a market scanner is and the purpose of MT4 Professional. Now, market scanner is something that helps you as a tool. It goes through and searches the markets for your setup. So if you consider all of the different pairs that are available for you on MT4, 50 Forex pairs, the 20 CFDs, 9 different time frames, that's more than 630 combinations to check and go through. And so do you think you can really go through and scan all of those pairs to find an opportunity? You might have a basket full, maybe 5, or if you're really good, maybe 10 that you can always keep on top of. But 630 different pairs of opportunities that exist, probably not. Well, today, if you're trading on different instruments, you have an advantage. The more instruments that you have, the more of an advantage you have. It's going to help to make your trading much more profitable. In fact, if you're trading uncorrelated instruments, it's the best way to remove uncertainty and to diversify your portfolio. So a perfect solution for this problem is a market scanner. Okay? A market scanner is something that automatically will go through and scan the entire market at a glance for any symbol or any time frame for setups that meet your criteria, your own custom rules, your own standard custom indicators. So a market scanner really isn't a signal provider, but what it does is it allows you to analyze all of the strategies you have employed anytime that you want using any indicator that you want. So a simple example, let's look at a simple cross of 2 moving averages. The first one would be an MA15, simple moving average. The second one would be a simple moving average 30. This is probably the most rudimentary example I can show you. A bullish cross is when the 15 crosses above the 30. A bearish cross is when the 15 crosses below the 30. On the right, you can see a simple spreadsheet layout where I'm looking at many different symbols, and you can see color codes next to them. I have an hourly and a 1-minute setup. From this perspective, I'm looking at the Euro US dollar. It's showing me I have a bearish cross on the 1-minute, but a bullish cross on the hourly. What do I derive from that? Well, if you are an astute trader, or if you're just even beginning, you can always tell that, yeah, I've got a bearish setup on the 1 minute, but it's going against the longer term trend. So if I wanted to trade that, I could, but I would keep my profit targets short. But if I see, like in the dollar Canadian, that my 1 minute has crossed in line with my hourly chart, I can probably take much larger profit targets because I'm trading in the direction of the longer time frame trend. So this is a great example of what a scanner can possibly do. It'll search all of the symbols, giving you the opportunity to see a setup at a glance, very, very quickly going through 15, 20, 30, even hundreds of different symbols all at the same time. So why more time frames? Why would you even look at multiple time frames? Well, did you know that if you trade using multiple time frames, you have a higher probability of a profitable trade? All right, this is due to correlation. It's just one of the advantages that trading with multiple time frames and multiple time frame analysis gives you. If you look at the example that I show you, you can see these shorter time frames are noisy. They're choppy. You can see they're all over the place. The longer you spread the time frame out, the smoother the chart becomes. It's just a nature of the beast. So if you're trading a shorter time frame in the direction of the longer time frame trend, you're going to have a higher probability trade with a lower risk because you're trading in the direction of the longer term trend. If you're taking a trade that's against, or if you're fading the longer term trend, well, you know that that's not going to last as long. So you keep your profit targets short, but always let your profits run if you're trading in the direction of the longer term trend. MT4Professional is a tool that allows you to do that very quickly. So if you had a tool like a market scanner that could search for these types of setups with your own rules and verified with multiple timeframes, it would be an extremely valuable tool, don't you think? So our problem was on the MT4 platform, we couldn't find any type of scanner like that. So as professional traders, we had to have a solution and we couldn't find one. The ones we did find, they were either too complex to configure, which meant, yeah, you had to be a programmer to figure it out. They were either unstable or it was a single tool that wasn't really well integrated with the entire system. A lot of them were incompatible with a lot of the indicators you want to use. Many of them were just standard MT4 indicators. And there were lots of other indicators that we came across. So our solution to the problem was to create our own scanner, and that's what we did. And now today, MT4Professional Scanner is the #1 market scanner on MT4. It's a tool that allows you to instantly scan the entire market for setups that match your unique rules using your own indicators. When you find a good setup, MT4Professional allows you to enhance with technical analysis, giving you the ability to do multi-time frame analysis, point-by-point click analysis, smart chart layouts, and one-click integration. Stay tuned because I'm going to give you a whole lot more information as we proceed. So right now we're going to go into our first poll. I'd like to ask you, what would it be the best advantage of the market scanner for you to use? Would it be less risk, less time wasted searching, a better chance of finding high probability trades, or you just don't know? I made my selection. We'll give you a few more minutes to finish up. And then once the poll is complete, Claudio will share the results and we'll have it up here in just a few minutes. I personally think finding a higher probability trade was my selection. But of course, wasting time is another good one. Wow, overwhelmingly, a better chance of finding high probability trades. I guess I'm in good company. Less time wasted, of course, and less risk of missing trades. So, of course, missing a trade comes along with finding higher probability trades. So if you can find a good trade setup, you're right. I think that's the best setup of all. All right, so what changes came with version 2 to version 3? That's what we're going to go over right now. MT4 Professional 2.0 was a great tool. It gave us a lot of capabilities, but 3.0 is light years ahead. So let's go over some of those changes. First of all, you don't need the documentation anymore. We supply the current version with all of the documentation in the application. There will be a few examples and setups that you have full access to in our knowledge base, but you have full access to that as well. We went from different configurations where before we had desktops and workspaces and scanners and symbol lists. Each one of these were separately configured, and you had to click on different buttons to either get rid of or manage them or to pull them up together. Multiple configuration combinations could have been kind of confusing. Which one of the buttons to magnify or to set up lists and stuff, these were a little complicated. The new version greatly simplified everything into a single configuration button. You only needed a few for basic settings, a quick snapshot, and then a configuration name. So the SMA cross with notifications is the configuration loaded, goes from complex to simple. So all of the primary functions are automatically enabled if you select a configuration. So you no need to worry about turning them on or off. They're all going to be automatic. The second one is we go from complex configurations, and this was the scanner configurator, which was set up into 3 separate sections: the indicators, the color rule settings, where you wanted to display it, and so forth. Gone are the complexities. Now we have a very simple configuration, complete with documentation, with real-time notifications, giving you options to start from brand new configurations or to use new ones. They're simple color-coded drop-down menus that enable you to set up and enable all of your tools, any indicator on the platform. And nice thing about it is all of the indicators that are available in the color rule section are already pre-configured for you from MT4 Professional. So MT4 indicators are now going to be standard as part of MT4 Professional. All right, so that's been greatly simplified as well. And not only are those plus features, but we've also added MT5 support for all of you who are just chomping at the bit to try to get the new features with MT5. As I said, all the standard indicators can now be easily selected in the scanner without having to worry about using your data window. The scanner is almost 100 times faster, and I'll show you that. It's just awesome. The scanner is so fast now that you have to actually slow it down sometimes in case you have a not as fast computer. So it's amazing. And we also give you unlimited scanner conditions and flexibility to input those changes. And I'll show you more as we progress along. So I'm going to take another poll now to see exactly what you want to consider. So what do you expect as a user? What would you expect from this new version? New and easier to use platform, more powerful, faster, support for MT5, a better interface and a more beautiful design, or you don't know. I'm always going to vote for power and speed, of course, but that's me personally. But the design is really important because that saves a lot of time. Easier to use, that saves a lot of lookup time. So there's a lot of good features, good ideas for you to do, but hey, I'm always in the camp for more powerful and more speed. That's just who I am. I'm so impressed by the speed improvements of MT4 Professional 3.0. Claudio really outdid himself on this version. Well, there we go. More powerful and faster, 70%. Totally new, easier to use, 30. There you go. Not a lot of people want the MT5 support, at least that's in our webinar today, but that's okay because those who are waiting to use it, it is available and you can download it and use it at any time. So let's press on. So let's go right into our demonstration today. So as you know, here's a standard MT4. So MT4 setup, you can see that I've got just a regular profile set up. What I like to do is I have all these set up as profiles. So I can see I've got a lot of different profiles that are set up, and I can switch from profile to profile just by clicking on the profile button. But I've set up for myself an MT4Professional profile so that at any point I can always go into the platform and start launching it. So one of the biggest changes that you can see right now is that MT4Professional comes up with a configuration, a setup to be loaded. So I will go up and start with a new configuration, and I did the EMA and price. So it automatically launches for you the MT4Professional symbol list and scanner that automatically scans for a condition that we call AMA and price. It looks at a standard exponential moving average, which is a 15 period, I believe, exponential moving average. Let's look at the indicator list to find out. Let's see, it looks like it's hidden behind one way. There it is. The moving average is a 15 period. Yeah, that's what it was. I guess I could have just hovered over it right here and told, but that's okay. 15 period exponential moving average. If the closing price is greater than the period, the moving average, then it would be bullish. You can see the Euro US dollar, which is the first one on the list. The most recently closed bar is greater than the moving average, greater than the moving average, and greater than the moving average. So from these settings, you can see that I've got bull, bull, and bull set up on my charts. Very nice. And I really like the setups of that. So you can see across the chart here, I've got bull, bull, bull. The pound, bull, bull, bull. The Canadian and the Swiss, they're weak. The yen, you can see the longer term trends are weak, but you have a potential reversal in the shorter term. So here you can see there's a potential reversal coming, but it might just be short-lived because the longer term trends are usually more in line. Will a VPS help? Well, VPSs are available and you can always run MT4 on a VPS, so absolutely. And MT4Professional doesn't keep you from doing that. I can click on a single link and you can see all of the charts are automatically updated and linked. So you can see that with one click, it automatically links in and runs. If I want to select a new configuration, all I have to do is just click over and select the new setup. You can see these are ones that I've created, but if you go down, you can see that there are ones, if you subscribe, these are all the ones that are available to you from presets. Each one of these give you a setup that enables you to look at charts from 3 or 4 different perspectives. And so here you're looking at a simple alligator setup where you're looking at the teeth, the jaws, and the lips, and the crossings of each of those, determining whether they are bullish or bearish. So you can see the Aussie CAD has a bullish scenario, crossover being right here. So here you have an opportunity to see at the initial cross a potential 67 pip gain off of that. So looking at this from a multiple time frame perspective, it's very easy to see at which point. Here you can see the longer time frame aligned and crossed, and then you can see at the same time exactly where the shorter time frame crossed at that same point. So you can see whether you're trading in line or not. Here you're trading in line with the longer term trend. Here at this cross, you can see that you're not. See, you're trading down. That's not in line, so don't take this trade because you're not in line with the longer term trend. See, that's the advantage of using multiple time frames. And see how easy it is to be able to see the alignment and the times. Before in normal MT4, you don't have that. You don't have the ability to use these cursors. Before, you had to right click, move your cursor around, find the time, then you had to go over to the other chart, right click on it, move it around, find the time, then you had to remember it. Gone are the days. And now you not only can you see multiple time frame alignment, but you can do one-click integration to find out any position or any point at any time. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Now, if you wanted to take this with you anywhere, you can also do that because MT4Professional is completely cloud-based. So if you go over to MT4Professional's homepage, this is if you become a subscriber, you log into the members area and you can click on the real-time scanner. The real-time scanner gives you the ability to link up any mobile device, be it your iPad, your iPhone, your laptop. Find the currently running version of MT4 that you have on your computer at the point. You can see I have the scanner here on my mobile device. Right here is the exact same scanner that I've got on my platform. If I wanted to switch any instrument, then on my mobile device, all I have to do is do a single click and watch the charts as I do this. This is currently on the New Zealand Canadian. I'm going to click the Australian US dollar. I click the Australian US dollar. It changes the symbols. It takes a snapshot, and then it presents me with a live snapshot of the current configuration. So if I see an alert that comes across here on my alerts channel, and I see on my scanner that I have an alert set up for potential reversal, then I'm free to take that trade without having to rush back home get onto my computer and do that. I can just pull up my trade app on my mobile device, execute the trade right then. Talk about a time savings. Talk about the visibility. Talk about the ease of finding and not missing an opportunity. And these are all based upon your own rules. These aren't just simple setups, but this is an alligator setup that's looking at longer multiple time frames. So it's quite easy. You might be asking, well, what about all of my setups that I have with the converter? You know, all of my old version 2.0 configurations with compared to the newer one. Do I lose all of those? No, you don't. So we have made for you now an MT4Professional conversion tool. What this does is it allows you to convert all of your previous 2.0 configurations over to the new 3.0. So you basically click on this link, and Claudio is going to give us a link to the conversion in the chat box area right now. The converter tool allows you to look at all of your old configurations into version 2, select it, and then it will automatically load the lists for you. And if you don't want the symbol list of the old configuration, you can always drop down and change the configuration list to that. Once you click the conversion button, it will automatically create a brand new version 3.0 configuration file. And so if you look over on your configuration panel, then that configuration will show up right here under the custom created by you setups. So you'll be able to click those and look at those on this list right here. So I want to load the simple MA cross setup, and I want to look at this from a configuration perspective. So that way you'll be able to see exactly what these configurations look like. So anytime you click on the configuration button, it loads the configuration window. It shows you the current configuration you're running, and you have the option of creating a brand new one, loading that one, or editing it. So let's do the edit button and show you how simple it's become. Here you can have the name and any of the descriptions that you have to help you know exactly which configuration that is. On the left, you can see is the scanner, and on the right is the chart layout. So you can set up how you want your charts to look. You can also set up how the scanner is to operate. Let's start with the chart setup. You can see on my right, I have a 1, 2, 3, 4 chart setup using 5, 15 hour and 4-hour charts. So let's click on that and see. You can see I have a 5-minute, a 15, an hour, and a 4-hour setup. This is laid out in a 2x2 array. Now, if I wanted to change this by adding maybe 2 more charts, you can see some of the charts are overlapping, which means some of them are hidden behind here. So if I were to take this chart and move it, you can see I've got them right over there. See, so you can see I can move these around anywhere that I want um, based upon the space. Or if I wanted to tile them, all I have to do is just select this drop down and I can adjust them any way that I want. I want them to be in 2 rows. So that gives me a 2-row, 3-column display. 5, 15, 60. Say that I want my 15 down here, so I can just move this around, make that the 15 right there, and make this one my hourly. That one won't be an hourly. I'll make that one my 30. This one the hourly, and this one would be the 4-hour, and that one would be my daily. All right. So the template, these are all using the SMA 1530, so I want to make sure that I have that same one available. Notice it's the only one that comes up on the list. But if you wanted to add another one, then you can just simply click the plus and it will automatically take you to your templates directory. So you can load any of your other existing templates directly on the workspace. Now, one thing I want to point out is that those templates, any template would work, but I want to show you that the templates that you use must have the indicator MT4Professional chart loaded on it. So if you have an existing template that you want to use, all you have to do is just load the template up, add the MT4Professional chart indicator to that template, and save it. Then it will fully work with MT4Professional platform. The MT4Professional indicator is included with your subscription under the indicators menu on your navigator. There's a MT4Professional folder with the MT4Professional chart indicator there. Simply drag and drop the indicator onto your chart and save it as a template, and you are good to go. Did I mention before the speed of the scanner? Yeah. Notice how quickly the scanner button is scanning through each one of these symbols and each one of these time frames, looking for trade setups that meet our configurations. Since this is the SMA cross, it's looking specifically for the cross of the moving average. Right here you can see the moving average crossing up or the moving average crossing under. So you can see that in a bullish configuration, a 5-minute SMA cross right here would get you in right about here. A 5-minute SMA cross to the short side would get you in right about here. Now, would you have taken this short trade? Getting in at this point, you can see that if you had taken this trade, that would have resulted in a really nice loss. However, if you're using multiple time frames, you can see from the 5-minute, right at this point here, where you would have taken this trade, look at the 15-minute. The 15-minute is in a long trend. The 30-minute, 60-minute is a long trend. The 4-hour, long trend. Why would I be taking a short against those trades? I wouldn't. But at this point, would I be taking the long? Okay, the long is in line with the long, is in line with the long. Yes, that would be a good trade. So in this particular case, trading with the existing trend, you have a higher probability, lower risk setup. The risk in this trade is about 5 to 6 pips. The potential profit is already over 16. So you can see we already have a 3-to-1 reward risk ratio based upon the current setup because we're trading in line with the existing trend. You normally don't see that as quickly on standard MT4. It's really actually difficult to do, but with MT4Professional, it's very easy to do. Seeing these setups, then you see when these cycle out into red, you're waiting for it to come right back into a green because all the longer time frames are already green. And that's the advantage of MT4 Professional. You can see at a glance ahead of time all of the symbol setups that meet the criteria that you specifically are looking for. So let's look at the criteria now. I go back to my SMA cross, I click the edit button. Now let's look at the scanner. If I want to change the symbols that I'm looking for, then I just simply click on the figure on the left. If I want to change the rules I use to scan, then I click on the symbol on the right. Within this scanner configuration, then I have the different timeframes that I'm using. Here is my 5-minute scan criteria. Here's a 15-minute scan criteria. If I scroll down, you can see I have a hourly and a 4-hour scan criteria as well. So I'm scanning for each one of the charts that I actually have shown on the page. Now, if I didn't want the 4-hour scan, all I wanted was to see just the 3, then I can just simply click the X right here, and you can see now I only have 3 time setups. So I click OK, I click Save, close this, and I load the new setup, and now you can see I only have 3 time frames. Now, my charts are still set up with 4 charts, and that's okay. I'm not worried about that. But on the setup here, I do have the 3. So let's set it back up and show you how easy it is to put it back to 4. So if I go down here, I click the big plus sign on the new chart setup, and you can see that this now is a H4. And the color rules, I'm going to use my existing color rule for the SMA 1530 right there. Boom. That's how quickly and easy you can add a new scanner to the system based upon the current setup that you've got. Okay, you save it and then reload it. There you go. Right back into the same setup that you had before. So let's look at the scanner conditions now, how quickly and easily you can set that up. Now notice that I have a SMA 15 set up as my simple moving average 1530 cross. So let's click the pencil, which is the edit button. This enables us to see the conditions that I'm using for that. The first condition, which is a bullish condition, you can set the color to be any color that you like. I want to see the moving average, 15 periods, simple moving average, right? I have it set up as a 15 period and I have it set up as a 30 period. I've got 2 different moving averages, and I'm looking at the first one, which is the 15. It needs to be greater than the 30. That's a bullish condition. My fast moving average crosses over my slow moving average. So if that is greater than that, I'm going to get a green condition. Or if my fast moving average is less than my slow moving average, then it's the bearish condition. So this is an or condition, so it's going to do one or the other. So whatever condition is true, that's the condition that's going to be displayed on the chart. If neither of these conditions are true, because there aren't any more conditions, then the default color will be displayed on your scanner output. It's that simple. And see the name? You can give this any name that you want. This one just happens to be SMA 1530. This helps us to see we're using a comparison of our simple moving average 15 period versus a 30 period. You can give this any name that you like. That we've got the field set up here, so you can just name it whatever conditions that you like. If you're using Renko, if you're using Spearman, if you're using Bollinger Bands, it doesn't matter the indicator. You can put your indicator setup configuration and name it here and load it up there. If you have another indicator, simply click the plus. You can choose an indicator from within the MT4 selection. So you can select an indicator, say you're looking at trend indicators, and you want to look at the an envelope, moving average. Let's use that one. So it's the same moving average. We have a 15, we have a 30. Well, let's look at a 50 now. I want to change that to be a 50 period moving average. Okay. The shift is the current setup. The method, simple moving average. If I wanted to make it exponential or smooth, I could do that, but I'll just leave it simple. And it's on closed price. Okay. And of course, the shift is still set as the current time frame. If you change the shift, that means it's going to be looking back in time. Select OK, and then you'll see that I have an MA50 as a selection criteria. Notice that I still have the 15 there, and I have the 30 there, but I've added the MA50 so that if I wanted to change that, then I could. So the 15, the 30, the 15, the 30. Well, maybe I wanted to do one additional check. In this case, I want it to be magenta, and it's going to turn magenta if my 30 happens to be greater than my 50. See how simple that was to add? And if I had another AND condition, both of these have to be true. So in this case, I want to say that my 15 is greater than my 30. So I need both the 15 greater than the 30 and the 30 greater than the 50 in order to give me this condition. And that's kind of a bullish condition, so let me give it a kind of a medium spring green or some other, there you go, color that shows me that it is a bullish setup. Very simple, very straightforward, very easy to use. If I want to give it any description, I can give it more description. If I don't like the setup that I've got, I can just click the little trash can and it gets rid of it. Or if I don't like that condition at all and it found out I didn't like it, well, I can just remove it from my conditions and then I'm right back to my original setup. Very easy, simple to use. You click the OK button, it saves the setup. If you hit cancel, it just forgets all the stuff that you did, so you don't have to worry about any changes you made if you decide not to go that way. Once you're done with setting these things up, then you click the OK button. If you want to be notified when any of these conditions are true, then simply select this box and it will automatically set up the MT4 notifications via email or on-screen displays. You can also go mobile with MT4 Professional by setting it up, and it will automatically send you a mobile message, an SMS message that identifies the trade setup just as we showed you. So the settings that I showed you in the MT4 Professional members area, then you will be able to see that right here under the notifications right here. Here's a general notification and here's an announcement. The notifications, so you notice that you can see a scanner for this one time frame. Here's the link to the snapshot. This is the real-time scanner alert message that came up. I want to alert you for. So they all come up right there under notifications. You'll also get the SMS message on your phone as well. All of your settings can be taken care of in the settings area, and this is exactly where you'd go to set up your configurations. Notifications, a phone number. If you want to set up your phone notifications, just say yes and put your phone number here and authorize that. And push to your website, you can authorize that as well. You can manage your subscriptions and any payment methods on here as well. And you can see there are quite a few things of setting up your preferences that are there. And of course, at any time, you can download whichever version of MT4 Professional you're running, MT4 or for MT5 as well. Any snapshots that you've taken with the platform are all saved in the cloud, and you have full access to them with the links to share them on any of your mobile devices. And I have not said this before, but you can also share it amongst existing users. So we have an option that enables you to go through and share with all of your fellow MT4 Professional users any of your configurations or setups. So this SMA cross can now be shared to any other user. Okay, you can go out and search for them and it'll automatically find them, and you select them and share that with them, and it automatically will transfer and give them the configuration setup that you've got. So that way everybody is on the same page at the same time. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So with all these features, man, what would this be worth to you? If we go back to the presentation now, what would the demonstrate? What would that be? So I want to make you a very special offer since you're part of our webinar today. You can see that for a very special time, all the features that I've gone through, the full featured MT4 Professional on either MT4 or MT5, you get full exclusive Skype access to our members area. Not only that, but it's a Skype community where we chat with each other, we share configurations, we just talk about trade setups. If you have a problem getting one of your configurations up, there's a lot of people there that can help you get going on that. Of course, unlimited configurations, unlimited emails and push notifications. 100 SMS messages per month are included. You get all the pre-configured presets. These are the examples that you can start from to get you going. That's an incredible value that you can see, but of course, you're not going to have to pay this on your setup. You know, for a limited time, we've made it available for $194 a month. But with our special today, you're not even going to pay that. If you were to cut that in half, then you'd be getting $97 a month. And for new users, we usually give you a 14-day free trial to take advantage of it, to use this. But today, we're not even going to give you that. We're going to give you 30 full days. And if you are a new user, or if you are coming back, and if you're an existing user, you've quit for some reason, you didn't like the old features, and come on back. Give us a 30-day trial. Try the new features. Prove for yourself how much faster, how much cleaner, how much more stable and professional the new MT4 Professional 3 is. Use the code MT4Professional 3, click on this link right here, and you'll get $97 for 30 free days, lifetime access to MT4 Professional. Now, once you subscribe, this $97 won't go away. It won't go back to the $194 unless you cancel. But we're giving you a chance to either come back or to start today. You get 30 full days to try out all the features in MT4 Professional 3. And then at the end of the trial, it'll automatically start you on a $97 subscription unless you cancel. Okay? Absolutely amazing. Now, I'm going into the Q&A session right now, so I'll go back and keep that there. And let me pull my MT4 Professional platform back up again and set it up so that you can still see the link on the bottom. Now notice that when I change and resize my MT4 window, notice that the windows all rescale and resize themselves. You see that? Watch when I click F11 on my keyboard and go full screen. Look at that. It automatically goes full screen. If I click F11 to go back again, it automatically resizes. Gone are the days of clipped windows and always having to resize all your windows. Gone are the days of having to find your navigator list and dragging and dropping symbols to all of your charts. Okay? Single click integration on everything, all the way across. And it's cloud-based so that you have access to all of this via the cloud. So let me see if I can pull that over. Yeah, let me do that right there. Look at that. It just automatically, I love that. See, before we had to have we resized it and we had to click a button to redo it. So there's a bunch of nice integrations and the speed of this is just phenomenal. Amazing. You're not limited to MT4 Professional indicators. All the indicators that you have on MT4 are all usable and you can use those. But what if, for example, you have custom indicators like I do? It will work with any custom indicator as well. All you need to do is be able to read your data window to determine which line the indicator is on. So you can see like a moving average 15, moving average 30, those are all one-liners, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you were to go to a new configuration, for example, there you go. Here's some custom indications. And on this first window here, you can see on the data window over here, you can see the trend indicator has 3 lines, line 1, line 2, and line 3. So if I were to look at my configuration, edit the configuration for this file, go into the scanner, then you can see I have a trend indicator, a heat map indicator, and a volume indicator. On my trend indicator, you can see that I have line 1, line 2, line 3. Line 1, line 2, and line 3. So that's the configuration. For the bullish setup, I'm using line 1. The bearish setup, I'm using line 2. So if I were to edit that configuration, you can see that is set up. I'm using the default values, and the line I'm using right here is line 1. I can use any of the available lines that you have, up to 8. So you can see on the outputs here, the output line 1 is the bullish setup. Output line 2 is the bearish setup. Output line 3 is the neutral setup. So any of the setups are available here. Notice the color rainbows that are appearing. You can see that on the indication as well. It's going to go green, red, or white based upon the current configuration. And that's for any of the indicators. So you can see it can go as simple or complex as you want it to be. You're not limited in any way. Okay. And if you go back to, where was that? There's my alligator. Let me pull that up right there. If you want to make any window larger, like you normally would, just simply double click on the tab and you get a full screen display. You can pull your data window off. You can go to full screen mode. And there you have it. So you're not limited in any way. All the functionalities that you've had from before are still fully at your disposal, and you can use them in any way that you like. Okay, everything is there. All right, any other questions or comments that you might have at this point? I'll be more than glad to go over those. Anything you would like to see specifically? Other than that, I think that I've probably done a pretty thorough job going through the new setups and standards. Hello, Christopher. Do you have preset configurations for Hawkeye standard indicators? I do. I have them myself. They're not in the presets. Most of the presets are for standard MT4 setups. But if you subscribe, then I can use any of my Hawkeye configurations, and I can send them to you via the share. So this 2-fat-man setup that I had earlier, then I can just click this button right here and share that with you right now. But you have to be a subscriber in order for me to find you on MT4Professional. If you are already a subscriber right now, just let me know and I'll be glad to send it to you right now. It takes maybe 15 seconds. And that's the nice thing about our Skype chat room too. So if you go over to MT4Professional's membership site, under the settings page, you can see there is a documentation under the support setup. Click on that and it will take you to our documentation and configuration page. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I think it's taking me to the system as an administrator, not as a user. So I think that's the, no, I would have to log in as myself. There we go. So you can see here are the solutions. So you can see that there are specific configuration rules and inputs that you can do: settings, setup, scanner rules, prerequisites, using MT5 and so forth, quick start. So these are all available to you at any point in the knowledge base that's online. So you have one click to be able to get to that information right there. So I apologize for that. But that's also where you'd go to get access to your membership site and download the software. Yes, Christopher, the Hawkeye tools are sold separately, and you'd have to purchase them from Hawkeye themselves. We do have an affiliate link we can provide for you. If you click on that link, you can get direct access, and make sure you tell them that Resilient Traders sent you, MT4 Professional. That way, any existing specials they have can be passed on to you. They are not included with our platform. No indicators are included with the MT4 Professional platform, but you have access to whatever indicators that you already have on your existing platform. So on your navigator, you'll see any indicator that you've got. Those are the ones that you'll have access to MT4 Professional system and setup. If, for example, if you find that you're running into an issue where the scanner itself is starting to go faster than your computer, then under the settings, you can update and change the scanner speed. If you have an ultra fast computer and your CPU can keep up with all of the indicators you have loaded, then you can go in the fast mode and really do a super fast scan. But sometimes you're using an older computer or a laptop. It might not be beefy enough to handle your scan criteria. So we have the ability to slow the scanner down to keep up with the computer that you are using. So that way you're not overtaxing your CPU. All right, so to get started on your 30-day free trial, to lock in the 50% off $97 a month access, click the link at mt4professional.com/trial. Make sure you use the code MT4Professional3 to get the 30-day trial and to knock off the price. That way you get full access to the things. You've seen Hawkeye in action and you like it. Yep, it's a very nice tool and it integrates very nicely with MT4 Professional. So you'll find that it gives you some nice features and integrates well and works really nice. And included with the scanner, it's just one step further because the Hawkeye system doesn't have a scanner itself. So the MT4 Professional scanner is just one more improvement on top of an already good indicator suite. Absolutely. We've got about 5 minutes left in today's presentation. If there's any other questions or comments, I'll be glad to go over them and to show you any setups or configurations. that you might have. On this alligator setup, we're looking for a cross of the lips, I believe it is, over the teeth and the jaw to give us a bullish configuration, and likewise. So let's see what the rule set is for the simple alligator. Just to kind of show you what it is. So for a strong signal, you can see that I have a strong signal name for my color rule to go green, red, or yellow. So let's see what that condition is. I'm saying that for a bullish condition, alligator 3, which would be the lips, has to be greater than the jaw, and alligator 3, which is the lips, has to be greater than the lips. Lips, teeth, that is, yeah. So the lips are greater than the jaw, and the lips are greater than the teeth. Here, the lips have to be less than the jaw, and the lips have to be less than the teeth. These are the conditions that I have for a strong signal. This is a strong buy signal when it goes green, and a strong sell signal when it goes red. If it's neither of these conditions, it's in a neutral state. It's neither a buy or a sell condition setup. Okay. Okay. And then if I want to be notified when any of these signals set up, then I can do that. And if I want to look at multiple time frames, here I've got it set up on 30, 60, 240, and daily. So I've got 4 different conditions that I'm looking for a strong signal setup. It's that simple. If you want to add more time frames, then all you have to do is click the plus sign and add a new time frame. Now MT4 has a standard set of time frames available. If you use MT5, then you have a lot of more options on using different time frames. But whatever time frames are available on the platform will be the time frames you have access to in the scanner. Now you can go and use offline charts to get custom time frames within your charts, but the scanner can only use the time frames that are available online. You cannot go offline with the scanner. So this is a bullish signal. Inline, it's already set up as bullish. Inline, it's already set up as bullish. It's already bullish. So this is a great place to enter. You would enter, you have the potential for a 57 pip profit with a 9 pip risk. Okay. Anybody take a 6-to-1 reward risk ratio? If you're trading using multiple time frames, it's just set up for you. It's just that easy. Notice how the cursors, you can use the cursors at any point. If you want to freeze the cursors, just simply click on the screen. The cursors freeze over and you can continue to do your analysis and look around things. Click again, it removes the cursor and the cursor continues to move with you. Click and click, that easy. For analysis, setup, it's really nice. If you don't want the cursors at all, just simply select the settings page and turn your crosshairs off. If you don't like the color, you can change the colors from there. If your platform has a prefix or a postfix on the symbols, then simply add that here so to make sure that this current instance is set up to these symbols and you don't keep getting the error messages that would come up if the symbol isn't correct. We've thought of everything just to make it easy for you. All right, I think I've answered all the questions. Any last minute questions before we get going? Remember, the link is mt4professional.com/trial. Once you get access to the software, at the end of your 30-day trial, it will start billing you at $97 a month. And this is a lifetime bill, so you'll get the 50% off discount for the lifetime of your subscription. But anytime you cancel, if you come back, then you'll be back on the $194 per month, and the 30-day trial will go away. So once we're done with our promotional period here, then the 30-day trial will go back to the standard 15-day trial. Well, actually it's 14-day, 2 weeks, and now you get a full month, full 30 days. What's the difference between MT4 and MT5? MetaQuote's MetaTrader has 2 different platforms that they're trying to use. One of them is has a lot more features, and MT5 is the same basic setup, but it has a lot more advanced features as far as time frames, the ability to use different symbols, and also gives you the ability to use non-standard time frames. So it's a more beefy platform, but it's not as widely acceptable as MT4. MT4 is the broker standard platform that's offered, but a lot of brokerages are starting to move over to use MT5. Can you access your MT4Professional from any other computer? Absolutely. You can travel, and as long as you have the setups, then you have full access based upon your license. If you go into your MT4 setups, then you can look at the MT4 or MT5 licenses. Right now, I currently have the professional license, which gives me access to 10 real licenses and 10 demo licenses. So I can run on 10 different platforms if I wanted to. Demo and 10 live, MT4 or MT5. If you're running the standard license, the basic license, then that gives you access to 1 MT4 and 1 demo license. So you can run on a demo MT4 and a demo MT5, or you can run on a demo MT4 and a live MT4, or you can run on 2 live. And it doesn't matter how many computers you run it on. If you try to run it on a different computer, then all you have to do is just remove the license on this specific platform here, because it's linked to the computer. Just hit the delete button, and then when you launch it on the new computer, it'll automatically come up and fill in the slot. And when you go back to your other computer, just click this delete button to remove it. And then when you log into your your other computer, then it'll automatically fill the available slot. So very simple and easy, very straightforward. The platform, the brokerage that you use, you said what products are set up good for like indexes, commodities, and so forth. Those are all broker dependent. So right now, my broker, which is Oanda, is currently set up to provide for me Forex. And I do have some CFDs, but in this instance, I'm only looking at just Forex pairs. Since I am a US resident, I don't have access to CFD pairs. But if you're not a US resident, then you would have access to all the CFD pairs as well. If you forget to log out, well, all you have to do is just delete the instance like I showed you. Just delete the instance on that computer, and then that will become available, and then you just simply log in. And so if the other computer tries to access the setup, then it will give an error message and will not be enabled to access. So it's that simple. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time and your attention. This has been awesome. I think I've answered all of your questions. If you have any other questions or comments, then you can contact us at support@mt4professional.com. Make sure that within the members area that you log into the members area. You have access to the Skype chat room in addition to our support channel. And don't forget to take advantage of the 30-day free trial and the 50% off monthly subscription for MT4 Professional at mt4professional.com/trial. Make sure you use the code MT4Professional3. Claudio has also put in the chat box there on your display. Thank you very much for your time and attention. You have a great rest of your day.